Morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? And is it cool enough in our apartments and houses? 8:43 in the morning, West Coast time, Sunday, the 7th of July, 2024. Yeah, I've been thinking. Who am I? I am the Weaver of John Z. of Rosamunde, California. That's what I am. But what I am not is one of those independent guys out there, or maybe I am, depending on your point of view. Sorry, digesting breakfast. I had to wait. I had to wait and see what the interview with George Stephanopoulos was. I had to get my own intake on it. I had to see the whole thing. And I wanted to understand where George was going to and where he was leading the questions with President Joe Biden. I wasn't trying to look at it as a doddering old man, actually, two doddering old men going after each other and being like worse than a grumpy old man movie. I didn't want to give President Biden that much disrespect. And I know he wanted to go off on Trump. I know he wanted to go off on Trump. I saw the whole thing and listened to it. I was trying to get an impression of the debate about a week ago or a couple of weeks ago. I would be lousy for a president, that's for damn sure, because my own health, mental and physical, there's no way I could do it. For Joe Biden to do this, he's got to have a little bit more mental stamina than everyone else is noticing. I mean, he's really got to pull it out of there, but what he's trying to show is he's got it. But Trump is doing the con like crazy, and he's trying to show that he's got more of the energy. And the problem is when you got gravitas going on, that's an issue. Biden wants the experiences, but it's the gravitas that's going to sell the damn thing. Whether or not he's got the person, he's got the charm, so to speak. He's a populist. He's an asshole, but he's a populist, and people love him for it. He tells them things they want to hear, but he hadn't. Well, when he was in office, he never did. He bullshitted left and right. That's why he got voted out of office, and that's why Biden got in. So now this is a revenge sit. Two men, two senior citizens going after each other. One's got world experience, and the other one's just got con art experience. And Trump showed that all the time. The question to myself is, does Biden have enough for the 4 years? And I kept thinking, Harris is the backup. If anything, if Harris comes in and does a backup and actually takes over the presidency of the United States because of the 25th Amendment thing, if Biden signs it off and Harris becomes president, are people going to take that? Are they going to be voting Democrat? Or are they going to be voting Trump because he's more energetic, seemingly? What got to me is when I was seeing this, and it pissed me off, that he wouldn't take an independent medical and mental health evaluation. If to satisfy the American people and not just screw around with his damn pride, he wants to show he's dynamic enough, he's energetic enough for it. Yeah, he was pushing his body and his mind to a point, but he also has to lean on the people that actually believe and support him to get along and to get on with things. So the question, the thing I would be posing to the President of the United States and Vice President of the United States currently, will you guys submit for the benefit of the American people, screw Donald Trump and the ilk, will you submit voluntarily to a mental examination and physical examination, and I mean complete. And it's embarrassing. It'll tear apart your pride. It'll humiliate the crap out of you. But you're going to be getting into a public office at this point, and we haven't had a statesman in the office at this age that Biden's showing. Looking for my dog. I'm taking care of my own dog. I'm a caregiver to an elderly dog, 21 years old. She's coming up on. And what gets to me is when Biden said no to George Stephanopoulos. Now, George throws some hardballs, and he's not kidding around with the questions. He'll redirect. He'll ask the same questions over and over again. He's not satisfied. But the world doesn't revolve around George Stephanopoulos. But he does have polling for himself, whether or not he's a good pollster or not. He was once a press secretary, I think, for President Clinton, and became a rising star in ABC News for politics. That's where he got his show this week. He's not afraid of hard questions. He's not afraid of asking them. And he's not afraid of being a pain in the ass when he has to be. So the question is, and if President Trump will agree to it, will he agree to it? Take his medical and mental health evaluations and post them out there for people to see. And if he's not willing to do that, then we got problems, because we got two grumpy old men says, I'm better, I'm healthier than the other schmuck, so you got to vote for me. There's going to be a third sneaky candidate coming in there who's going to be taking the spot. Either going to be siphoning out Biden's position and making Trump more feasible, or siphoning out both the gentlemen and getting in office. And this is a problem. I have tried to stay away from the independents' concerns and their own opinions about what's going on. I didn't listen to any one of them. I wanted to hear for myself. I wanted to hear what Biden has said, how he said it, where his clarity was. And yes, as an old man of his age advancing, he does show a little bit of aging in his brain. I'm not a medical expert of any sort. I've dealt with a lot of elderly people in my life, and I've seen it. They are not totally stimulated all the damn time. I mean, they can still have their mental faculties going on, but they are aging. The reason why you get a younger person when you're running for office is just in case. If the old fart doesn't do it, or you get the smartest person that you can, maybe they be running for vice president. Harris has got her teeth into a few things. She would be able to do it. Now, as for the rest of the GOP Trumplicans out there, I've heard mouths, but I hadn't heard or seen actions overseas enough. I've seen attitudes, that's about it, but nothing to help the country out except how to tear it down left and right, how to blame, point the finger left and right. What I kept hearing from Biden all the time is he's trying to build. And that's the Democratic area right there, next to the conservatives who just want to blame. I blame you, blah, blah. Why is the country this way? Blame you! And not doing anything to help them, help the country, help the people. Screw the people, you gotta vote for me because I say so. Because I'm with the power to rule over you. That's what I'm seeing more and more of. And I'm seeing it from every Trump-looking follower of every sort who's saying the thing all the damn time, and it pisses me off. How is this going to go over? I don't know, like a lead fart in a whirlwind? And right now, there's nothing I can do except wait for November and talk about it like everybody else. Keep talking about it until I'm blue in the face. Is it going to solve the situation? Oh, hell no. But getting it off the chest and keep talking about how blame, 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 blame works and not building things up, that's a problem. So now we've got an issue. How are we going to deal with this? I don't know. I don't know how we're going to deal with this. But I can't keep dwelling on running around without my head on my shoulders. Like I've seen other people. Like I've seen the independents doing left and right. They're talking about it constantly. They're constantly rattling off their heads in cages at this point over here. They don't think Biden should get in office. They don't want Trump in there, but they don't want Biden in there either. They have no alternatives. That's the problem that I keep listening from the independents. They were also doing the blame, 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 blame. Where are their alternatives? Who are the alternatives they're going to select? This is too late in the game. This is way too late in the game. You're going to have to be stuck with what you got. Either you're going to get stuck with Trump going to be ruining the country left and right. You know what scared the hell out of me? You know what would terrify the hell out of me? Not Trump turning into an autocratic society. If he actually turned around, this would be a miracle from God, and actually started helping the country out, as he said. But he's not going to do that. Experience keeps telling me and everybody else Trump is not to be trusted. But people will fall in love with him because he's the Trump. He's ordained by God. He's this or that. And Biden is just an elderly statesman. But the guy's got more experience. And he wants to do what's right for the country. So I'm not quite sure how we're going to look at this. Biden may look like a frail old man. He does. Let's be realistic about it. But if his body's still going on and we still need reassurance, then I'm going to put it to the President of the United States and to Kamala Harris and to the Trumplicans out there who are trying to get into office. Show people your medical and nervous and mental breakdown. Show us your mental health records. Show us your medical records. Make us believe that you guys are going to be physically and mentally fit for the damn job. We should have had that as one of the requisites, mandatory requisites, to be the President of the United States. Just be physical and mental. But here's the thing. World War II, who did we have in office? Wilson in a chair. Woodrow Wilson in a chair. Running things. Yeah, he was smart. And he had energy. But polio back then had a way of cutting people down. But he still stayed at the job. Until we had Truman. He stayed throughout the war of World War II. Until he no longer could, and then Truman had to take over. And Truman was the vice president. So now, we have Biden in office. But Kamala Harris is the backup. She's got the strength, she's got the energy, and she is the crutch. I'll lean on her because I can lean on the strength and youth. But when it comes down for political savvy, I trust Biden. Even though he may be a doddering old fool. People look at him, he's a doddering old fool. He's not a doddering old fool. His heart's telling us a lot more than what we take for granted. He's gone through a hell of a lot more than Trump will ever experience. Including, I keep expecting my dog to come by. Trump has never experienced that kind of a loss before in his life. He's never experienced the loss of someone in his life who passed away. Except his father, but he probably didn't care much about his father or his mother or his grandparents. So, what are we to take from this? He's on a vengeful thing. He's gonna try to throw all of his energy into conning, shucking, jiving, and every which way to get rid of President Biden. He'll lie, cheat, and steal if he had to. The one thing I hadn't seen that would put him into the category of mobster, even though he's there already, is Trump trying to order a hit. Ordering a hit on a political opponent. He's not president, but he could have done that a long time ago. Could have done a political assassination. And the Supreme Court would rule in favor of it. He would. Biden is not the sort to do that to anybody. Again, I trust him. I'm 58. I've seen a lot of candidates in my lifetime. And yes, I am nervous about this election cycle. I'm wondering whether or not if America will get the right person in there. Because if not, I don't know how the hell we're going to be able to deal with this one.